Just find any comfortable laying down position. Can be flat on your back. If you have a block, you can bring a block underneath your lower back for a little bit of support there. And bring your knees up towards the sky. Open up the feet and let the knees fall in towards each other. Hands can be by your sides, palms facing up or down. You can bring one hand to your heart, one hand to the belly to feel your breath. Settle into your mat. Make sure you don't have any kinks in your neck. You can pull your shoulders down the back a bit. Close your eyes and start to notice your breath. Deepening and lengthening each breath. Feel your chest rising and falling as you breathe in and out. Feel your lungs filling up with fresh, clean air on every breath in and emptying out all the way with each exhale. Start to find your yoga breath, the Ujjayi breath. This means victorious in Sanskrit, and it refers to the victory that focusing on the breath can give you over the loud chatter in the mind that sometimes doesn't seem to go away. The Ujjayi breath is a nice loud breath in the back of the throat. If you imagine that you're fogging up a mirror with your lips sealed, constrict your throat just a little bit. You can hear the ha sound, sounding like the ocean inside of your head. Let the sound of your breath fill your mind completely, clearing away all other thoughts and bringing your attention fully into your body, into the present moment, here and now, between the four corners of your mat. And let's do our body scan. From the crown of the head, work your awareness down through the face, noticing how your forehead, your eyes, and your cheeks are feeling today. Maybe there's some tension in your jaw. Move through the neck, into the shoulders, down the arms, into your elbows, wrists, and fingers, along the spine, down through the hips, and finally to the legs, knees, ankles, and toes. As you go through each body part, just make a note of anything that doesn't feel quite right today, any sore spots you may have, and remind yourself of any injuries, old or new, so that you can take all those things into account as you move through your poses today. Remember that every body is different. We each have our own unique genetic makeup and our own unique history that has shaped our muscles, our bones, and changes our abilities. So every pose is going to look different and feel different in every body. And the most important thing is to honor where you are in this moment, making this practice your own. Take a few more deep, full breaths here, just being inside of your body. Blink your eyes open. If you have a block underneath your back, slide it out and set it to the side. Draw your knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your legs. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lifting the forehead up to the knees, curling into a tight little ball. Squeeze everything together. Release your head back down to the mat. Bring your hands to your kneecaps and do some circles in the sky with the knees. Feel a nice little massage on your lower back against the ground. And now find circles going the other way. Keeping your right knee into your chest, let your left leg slide back down to its spot on the mat, and then open out the right knee towards the right. Try to find a 90-degree angle in the knee and the hip. Right fingertips can tuck inside the crease of the right knee to help the leg stay down, and bring the gaze over to the left hand to complete your twist. Inhale, lift the right knee up to center. Exhale, cross it over the body, drop it down towards the left. Left fingers can tuck in the crease of the knee to help it stay down. Right arm comes out to the side. Bring the gaze over to the right hand. Release your left hand back out to the side. Bring your right knee back into your chest. Left knee comes to join it. Once again, wrap both arms around your legs. Take a big breath in. Exhale, lifting the forehead up to the knees, squeezing tight into a little ball. Release your head back down to the mat, keeping the left knee up the chest. Let the right leg slide back down to the mat and open out the left knee towards the left. Left fingers can tuck in the crease of the knee to help the leg stay down. Right arm comes out to the side. Bring the gaze over to the right hand. On your next breath in, lift your left knee up to center. Exhale, dropping it down towards the right. You can tuck the right fingers in the crease of the knee. Bring the left hand out to the side and bring the gaze over to the left hand. Release your right hand back out to the side. Bring your left knee back into your chest. Right knee comes to join it. Last time, wrap your arms around your legs. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, cannonball. Lift your forehead up to your knees. Squeeze everything tight together. Release your head back down to the mat. Drop your feet down to the mat. Let's find our way into bridge pose, 3 of them with the breath. You can plant your hands flat on the mat so your middle fingers are touching the backs of the heels, or you can scoot your heels a little bit closer and bring your hands next to your feet. Inhale, pushing down through the feet. Lift the hips up, stretching out the belly. Push the hips up to the sky. Exhale, lowering back down to the mat, one vertebrae at a time. Really nice and slow. Two more times, going with the breath. Inhaling to lift. Exhale, lowering back down again. And last one. Lift your feet up off the mat. Tuck your fingers inside the creases of both knees. And rock and roll along the spine. Forward and back a few times. Making your way into easy pose. Kind of like sitting cross-legged. Maybe you can open up the feet and the knees so they're both touching the ground, nothing overlapping. Inhale, lifting the hands up overhead. Exhale, fold forward, hinging from the hips. Stretch your hands out in front of you. Find your edge, round out through the back, and relax your forehead down towards the ground. On your next breath in, walk your hands back, lifting up your chest. Float your hands all the way up overhead. Exhale, side stretch to the right. Plant your right hand down. Walk your fingers out. Let your left arm come arcing overhead. Maybe you feel a nice stretch along the left side of your body. On your next breath in, lift your hands back up to center. Exhale, stretching down to the left. Plant your left hand on the mat. Walk your fingers out. Right arm comes arcing overhead like a rainbow. Back to center, breathing in. Float your hands up overhead. Exhale, hands together in front of the heart. Reach down and switch the legs. Push the back leg to the front. Front leg comes over to the back. One more time, folding over the feet. Inhale, hands up overhead. Exhale, fold forward from the hips, keeping the spine really long. Notice how it might feel different here with your legs crossed the opposite way. On your next breath in, walk your hands back, lifting up your chest. Bring your hands all the way up overhead. Exhale into a twist. Left hand crosses over the right knee. Right hand comes behind you. Take a deep breath in, stretching the spine up really long. Exhale, go deeper into your twist. Come back up to center, breathing in. Hands come up. Exhale, twisting around to the left. Left fingers behind you. Right hand crosses over the left knee. Lengthen the spine, breathing in. And go deeper into your twist as you breathe out. Come back up to center on a breath in. Hands come up. Exhale, hands together in front of the heart. Let's make our way to hands and knees tabletop. You can roll over the knees or swing your legs around to the side. And then adjust. Bring the wrists right below the shoulders and the knees. Come right below the hips. Move through cat cow, always going at your own pace. Let your breath be your guide. As you breathe in, drop the belly down, roll the shoulders back. Gaze can come straight forward. Or if it feels okay on the neck, you can lift the gaze up. On your exhales, tilting the pelvis down, round out through the back. Relax your head and neck down and bring your gaze through your knees. Keep moving just like that. Should be a constant slow motion here. In and out with the breath. Come back to a neutral spine. Let's make our way into thread the needle. Lift your right arm high. Take a deep breath in. Stack the shoulders. Stretch the fingers up. Exhale, send the right arm through underneath the left. Come to rest on the right shoulder and the right cheek. With your left hand, you can crawl your fingertips forward, getting a nice stretch through the left arm. Wrap your left hand up and over, reaching towards the right hip. Or leave your left hand on the mat where it was and drop the elbow down to the mat. If you want a little extra challenge here, lift your left leg high, push through the heel, flex your toes. See how high you can get that leg. It doesn't need to be pointing perfectly up to the sky, just as far as you can comfortably lift it. Take one more breath in with your leg up. As you breathe out, drop your left knee back down to the mat. Bring your left hand right next to the face to unwind. Push through the left hand. Inhale, lifting your right arm high. Give your wrist a couple turns. And set your right hand back down on the mat. Switching sides. Inhale, left arm comes high. Stack the shoulders. Exhale, send the left arm through underneath the right. Come to rest on the left shoulder and the left cheek. Right arm has the same options. Crawl the fingers forward. Get a nice stretch through that arm. Wrap your right hand back up and behind, reaching towards the left hip. Or leave your hand where it was. Drop the elbow down to the mat. For that extra challenge, lift your right foot high. Push through the heel, flex the toes. If you ever feel wobbly here, just drop the right elbow back down to the mat, and that'll help you stabilize. Take one more big breath in here. On your exhale, release. Drop your right knee back down to the mat. Bring your right hand next to the face. Unwind on a breath in, pushing through the right hand. Lift your left arm high. Give your wrist a couple turns. And set your left hand back down on the mat. Come into downward facing dog. Tuck your toes under. Lift your hips up to the sky. You can move around a little bit here. Get the blood flowing. Find a nice, comfortable downward facing dog. Hands and feet both about hip width distance apart. Shoulders reaching down the back towards the hips, out of the ears. Head and neck are just dangling down towards the ground. Heels reaching towards the floor, but they don't need to touch. Knees can have a slight bend in them, or you can push the knees back towards straight and feel a nice stretch on the back of the legs. Lift your right heel high. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, step the right foot through between the hands. Drop the left knee down to the mat and rise up on an inhale to low lunge. Turn the pinkies in. Keep the shoulders sliding down the back. Take one more big breath in here. Exhale, twist to the right. Drop the left hand across the right knee and reach the right arm back. Maybe you can line it up with the back leg or just come as close as you can. On your next inhale, lift your hands back up to center. Exhale, release. Drop your hands down, framing the front foot. Bring all weight to the left hand. Inhale, right arm comes high. Stacking the shoulders. Bring the arms perpendicular to the floor. Open arm twist toward the sidewall. If it's okay on your neck, you can bring the gaze up towards your upper hand. Take one last breath in here. Exhale, drop the right hand back down to the mat. Tuck your left toes under. Left knee pops up. Look forward. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, step your left foot up to your right. Forward fold. Half lift, breathing in. Try to bring the torso parallel to the ground. Forward fold on your exhale, relaxing the upper body down. Inhale to standing, bend the knees, roll the spine up one vertebrae at a time. Float the hands up overhead. Exhale, hands together in front of the heart. Side stretch. Inhale, hands up high. Interlace the fingers, pointers up. Exhale, stretching down to the right. Back to center, breathing in. And to the left as you breathe out. Straight up to center, inhale. Standing back bend. Exhale, cactus your arms or bring the hands down to your back pockets. Inhale, coming straight back up again. Exhale, diving forward, hinging from the hips, keeping the spine really long going down. Half lift as you breathe in. Double dip chaturanga, breathing out. Plant your hands, hop or step back to your high plank. Lower down halfway. Keep your elbows right next to the ribs. Back up to breathe in. Exhale, halfway down again, bringing the soles of the feet parallel to the wall behind you. Inhale to up dog or cobra on the tops of the feet. Exhale, roll over the toes, lift the hips up to downward facing dog. Left side, left heel comes up high. Take a big breath in. Exhale, step the foot through between the hands and drop the right knee down to the mat. Rise up on an inhale to low lunge. Turn the pinkies in. Once your hands come up, keep the shoulders sliding down the back. One more big breath in here. As you breathe out, twist around towards the left. Right hand drops across the left knee. Left arm is reaching back. Maybe it lines up with the back leg, or just come as close as you can. On your next breath in, raise your hands back up to center. Exhale, release, drop your hands down, framing the front foot. All weight comes to the right hand. Inhale, lifting the left arm high. Stack the shoulders, arms come perpendicular to the floor. Gaze is up towards your upper hand if that's okay on the neck. Or you can just keep your gaze out to the side. One last big breath in. Exhale, release your left hand back down to the mat. Tuck your right toes under. Right knee pops up. Look forward. Take a big breath in. Exhale, step the left foot up, the right foot up to the left. Forward folds. Half lift to breathe in. Forward fold, breathing out. Give your legs a hug. You can bend your knees, wrap your arms around your legs. Squeeze everything tight. Release your arms. On your next breath in, rise up to standing. Keep the knees bent till you lift your head up and then float your hands up overhead. Exhale, hands together in front of the heart. Side stretch to the left first. Inhale, hands high. Interlace the fingers, pointers up. Exhale, stretching down to the left. Up to center to breathe in. And to the right as you breathe out. Up to center. Inhale. Standing back bend. Exhale. Straight back up, breathing in. Exhale, diving forward, keeping the spine really long. Take a half lift to breathe in. You can bring your hands to your shins or float them over the ground. Exhale, double dip. Plant the hands, hop or step back to your high plank. Lower down halfway. Keep your elbows right next to the ribs. Back up, breathing in. Exhale, halfway down again. Up, dog or cobra. Come onto the tops of the feet. Big breath in. Exhale, roll over your toes. Lift your hips up to downward facing dog. One more sun salutation, just going with the breath here. Bend your knees, look to your hands, take a deep breath in. Exhale, hop or step between the hands, forward fold. Half lift to breathe in. Forward fold, breathing out. Rise up to standing on an inhale, bend the knees, stack the vertebrae one at a time. Float your hands up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. And back down. Inhale, hands up high. Exhale, fold forward, hinging from the hips. Half lift as you breathe in. Double dip as you breathe out. Up dog or cobra on a breath in. And downward facing dog on your exhale. Lift the right foot up high. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bring the knee to the nose. Shoulders come right over the wrists. Foot goes back up, breathing in. Exhale, tap the right knee to the right elbow. Inhale, sending your right heel high. Exhale, cross it over, tap it to the left elbow. Straight back up. Big breath in. And step your foot through between your hands as you breathe out. Rising up on an inhale, make your way to warrior one. Back foot's down at about a 45-degree angle. Make sure that back pinky toe edge is really glued down to the mat. Front toes pointing straight forward, deep bend in the front knee. Pinkies are turned in to keep the shoulders sliding down the back. Take one more big breath in here. Exhale, humble warrior. Sweep your hands back behind you. Interlace your fingers. Push down, puff up the chest. Take a deep breath in. Fold forward on your exhale, hinging from the hips. Keeping the spine nice and long. Find your edge. Round out through the back. Peel the hands off the back. Push up through your hands to feel the shoulders sliding down the back. On your next inhale, rise back up to warrior one. Exhale, opening out to warrior two. Pivot the back foot around and bring your arms out in either direction. Front heel can intersect the back heel or the back arch. Feet are perpendicular to each other. Front knee still has that nice deep bend in it right over the ankle, and the arms are stretching straight out in either direction. Peek on the back hand, make sure it's not drooping down, and then bring your gaze right over the front middle finger. 5 yoga jumping jacks here, going with the breath. Inhale, straighten out your front knee, bring your hands up overhead. Exhale, slowly sinking back down to warrior two. 4 more, just going with your breath at your own pace. 3, don't worry about staying with me. I'm just counting so you know where I am. 2, and last one. Prasarita, wide-legged forward bend, straighten out the front knee. Bring the hands to the hips and turn the right toes toward the long edge of the mat. Line up your feet, bringing the pinky toe edges parallel to each other. Pull your elbows towards each other behind your back. Puff up your chest. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, fold forward, hinging from the hips, leading with the chest. Find your edge. Relax your head and neck down. Release your hands down to the ground. If you'd like to adjust your feet, you can do that here. And then start to crawl the fingers forward, getting a nice stretch in the back and the legs and the arms. Make sure you keep the shoulders moving down the back, out of the ears. Now walk your hands through your feet. Turn your fingertips around so they're pointing in the opposite direction. And see how far out behind you can comfortably crawl your fingers. Walk your hands back to center, coming into a little twist. Plant your right hand right underneath the face. Inhale, lift the left arm up high. Open arm twist toward the side. Try to keep the hips in line with the legs here so you're feeling the twist right in the center of the spine. And try to bring the arms as close as you can come to being perpendicular to the ground. Although they don't need to be perfect, just reaching towards that direction. Take one more breath in with the hand up. Exhale, dropping the left hand down to the mat, switching sides. All weight comes to the left hand. Inhale, right arm high. Stack the shoulders, keep the hips in line with the feet. If it's okay on the neck, you can bring your gaze up towards your upper hand. One last big breath in here. Exhale, release. Drop your right hand back down to the mat. Weight comes to both of your hands right underneath your face to bend your knees and pull your heels in towards each other. Inhale, rising up to starfish. Exhale, back into warrior two. Take one more big breath in here. As you breathe out, cartwheel the hands down to frame the front foot. Send your right heel up high on a breath in. Double dip chaturanga, breathing out. You can keep that foot up or you can drop it down to the mat. Up dog or cobra coming onto the tops of the feet. Big breath in. Exhale, roll over the toes, lift the hips up to downward facing dog. And let's do that sequence on the left. Left heel comes up high. Take a deep breath in. Step your foot through between your hands as you breathe out and rise up to warrior one. Front toes pointing straight towards the short end of the mat. Back toes at about a 45-degree angle. Make sure you're really pushing down through that pinky toe edge on the back right foot. Hips as close as you can come to being squared off towards the short end of the mat. And turn the pinkies in to feel the shoulder blades sliding down the back. Take one more deep breath in here. Exhale, humble warrior. Sweep the hands back behind you. Interlace your fingers. Push down, puffing up the chest. Take a deep breath in. Folding forward with a long spine as you breathe out. Find your edge. Relax your head and neck down and peel the arms off the back. Push up through the hands to keep the shoulders sliding down towards the hips out of the ears. On your next inhale, rise back up to warrior one. Exhale, opening out. Warrior two, back foot pivots around, bringing the feet 90 degrees to each other. Peek on your back hand, pulling that hand up nice and high. Gaze comes right over the front middle finger. Notice what your spine is doing here. Make sure your spine is going straight up to the sky. Sometimes you have a tendency to lean over that front leg. Keep the hips centered, spine right over the hips. Yoga jumping jacks on this side. Inhale, knee straight, arms come up overhead. Exhale, sinking back down to warrior two. Take your whole breath out to get there. Four more, just going with your breath at your own pace. Three, feel every muscle in your body working together here. Two, and last one. Back into Prasarita, wide-legged forward bend, straighten out the front knee, drop the hands to the hips. Turn the left toes toward the long edge of the mat. And line up the pinky toe edges so your big toes are ever so slightly turned inward. Inhale, lifting the hands up overhead. Exhale, sweep the hands back behind you. Interlace your fingers, push down, puff up the chest. Take a deep breath in, folding forward as you breathe out, hinging from the hips. Find your edge, relax your head and neck down, peel the arms off the back, push up through the hands just like Humble Warrior. Feel the shoulders sliding down the back, out of the ears. Release your hands. Let your hands slide down your legs. They can stop at any point that feels good. If you can reach all the way down to the feet, you can tuck your fingers underneath the pinky toe edges of the feet. Maybe you can even bend your elbows out to the sides to bring your chest even closer into the legs. Release your hands. Bring both hands right underneath the face. Weight comes to both of your hands to bend your knees and pull your heels in towards each other. Inhale, rising up to starfish. Exhale, warrior two. Take one more big breath in here. As you breathe out, cartwheel the hands down, framing the front foot. Left heel goes high on a breath in. Double dip chaturanga, breathing out. Up dog or cobra, drop the foot down. Big breath in. Exhale, roll over the toes, lift the hips up to downward facing dog. Let's take a little rest here. Drop the knees down, untuck your toes. Make your way to child's pose. Push your hips back to your heels. Relax your forehead down. Relax through the elbows, wrists, and fingers. Close your eyes. Take a moment to bring yourself back to the present. Feeling the boundary of your skin. Notice how your skin is doing. The textures of the mat below your fingers and your knees and your legs. Maybe you can feel a slight breeze on your skin, the temperature of the air around you. Notice what your breath is doing. Try to lengthen every breath, stretching the breath out. Make your way back to a nice, strong, full breath here. On your next inhale, lift your chest up, coming back to hands and knees, tabletop. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips to downward facing dog. Lift your right leg high, take a deep breath in. Exhale, step the foot through between the hands. Stay low, bring your gaze forward, take a deep breath in and out. On your next breath in, lift your right knee high, arms float up overhead. Exhale, release just your hands. Interlace your fingers outside of the right knee. If this is enough, you're already feeling a balance challenge, you can stay right here. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can bring your right hand to your hip and start to open out the left knee towards the left. And if you want a little bit more here, you can bring your left fingertips to the outside of the left foot and open out the left leg all the way. Maybe you want to bring that right arm up to help with counterbalance. Take one last big breath in. And release. As you breathe out, shake it all out. Coming into big toe pose. Bring your feet about hip width distance apart on the mat. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, diving forward, keeping the spine long. Relax your head and neck down. And then reach for your big toes. Middle finger and index finger slide in between the big toe and the second toe. Wrap them underneath the big toe. Lock them in place with the thumb. Once you've got both toes, you can relax your head and open out your elbows, bending the elbows to the sides, pulling the chest closer in to the legs. You can find some stillness here, or maybe you want to find a little movement. Bend one knee and then the other. Release your fingertips. Weight comes to both hands to heel till your feet back together again. Take a half lift as you breathe in. Double dip chaturanga, breathing out. Up dog or cobra on a breath in. Downward facing dog on your exhale. Left foot comes high. Take a big breath in. And step your left foot through between your hands as you breathe out. Stay low. Bring your gaze forward. Take a deep breath in and out. On your next inhale, lift your right knee high. Arms float up overhead. Exhale, release just your hands. Interlace your fingers outside of the right knee. If this is enough, already feeling a challenge, just stay right here. And don't worry if this side feels really different from the other. You can totally take a different option on this side. It might feel really different. If you want to go a little deeper, bring your left hand to your hip. Open out the right knee towards the right. You can also bring that left hand up to help with counterbalance. Or you can reach for the pinky toe edge of the right foot and extend that right leg all the way. Don't forget to breathe. Take one last deep breath in and release. Shake it all out. Hand to foot pose. Feet come hip width distance apart. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, folding forward. Nice long spine going down. One at a time, lift up your toes. Slide your hand underneath your foot so that the palm of the hand is facing the sole of the foot and the toes are resting right in the crease of the wrist. Relax your head and neck down. You can find some stillness again or bend one knee and then the other to get a little bit of a swaying motion going on. Nod your head yes. Take a big breath in. Shake your head no. Breathe it out. One more time. Nod your head yes. Deep inhale. Shake your head no. Exhale. Release your hands out from under your feet. Bring weight back to your fingers. Heel toe your feet back together again. Half lift, breathing in. Exhale, double dip chaturanga. Plant your hands. Hop or step back to your high plank. Lower down halfway. Inhale, back up again. Exhale, halfway down. Up, dog or cobra, breathing in. Downward facing dog as you breathe out. Come back to your high plank, upper push up, and then lower down your elbows onto the mat. So you're coming into a forearm plank here. We're going to find our way into a forearm side plank. Bring your right arm at an angle in front of you. Roll onto the pinky toe side of the right foot. You can stagger your feet or stack them, or drop the left upper foot down on the mat, toes pointing straight out towards the long end of the mat. And lift your left hand up high. Maybe you can bring your gaze up towards the left hand. Push your hips up. Imagine you're making a rainbow shape with the hips. One more big breath in. Exhale, release. Come onto the other side. Left arm comes out at an angle in front of you. Roll onto the pinky toe side of the left foot. Stagger the feet, stack them, or drop the right foot down on the mat in front of you. Lift your right arm high. Push the hips up. Stretch the right fingers up to the sky. One more big breath in. Exhale, release. Come all the way down onto your belly. Stack your hands. Rest your forehead on your stacked hands. Or you can rest on a cheek with your head turned to one side and wrap your hands back towards your hips with your palms facing up. Close your eyes and take a couple strong, deep breaths here. Bring your chin to the mat. Stretch your hands out in front of you. We're going to lift opposite leg and arm. On a breath in, lift your right arm and your left leg, lifting the chest up. Exhale, release and switch sides. Inhale, lifting the left arm and the right leg. Exhale, release. Each side, 3 more times with the breath. Just going at your own pace. 2, and last one. Inhale, lift both hands, both feet up, and just hold it for a couple breaths. One more inhale, lifting even higher. Exhale, release. You can stack your hands again and rest your forehead. Or if your head was turned to one side, turn it to the other side, resting on the opposite cheek. Close your eyes. Find your way back to a strong, full breath. Bring your chin back to the mat. Hands come right underneath your shoulders. 3 baby cobras. Inhale, peeling just the chest up off the mat. Keep your elbows bent. Exhale, slowly lowering back down to the mat. 2 more times with the breath, inhaling to peel the chest up. Exhale, lowering down again. Last one. On your next inhale, push your chest up and make your way to a seat. Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. Soles of the feet come together, knees open out wide to the sides. If you feel like your knees don't get down very far, that's okay. Just open them up as much as they can come. Interlace your fingers, tuck them underneath the toes or just around the fronts of the toes, pushing down on the knees. Lift up on your spine. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, folding forward, hinging from the hips. Open out your elbows, push the knees down with the elbows. Once you find your edge, round out through the back and relax your forehead down towards the ground. If you like, you can release your hands from your feet and crawl the fingertips forward. On your next breath in, walk your hands back to lift up your chest. Bring your knees together. Hands come behind you, fingers pointing towards the hips. Gently rock the knees side to side to release your hips. And come on to your back. One more time, coming into a bridge pose. This time we're going to stay there. Hands come right behind your feet, middle fingers touching the backs of the heels or outside of the feet if your feet are in too close. As you breathe in, rooting down through the feet, push your hips up to the sky. Interlace your fingers underneath your back and then slide your shoulders closer together to lift even higher. You're going to stay here for 3 to 5 breaths. Take one more big breath in, pushing even higher. Exhale, release one vertebrae at a time, back down to the mat. Draw your knees into your chest, wrap your arms around your legs. Take a big breath in. Exhale, forehead comes up to the knees, curling into a little ball, squeezing everything together. Release your head back down to the mat. Open out the arms wide in a T, floating the legs in an imaginary tabletop, 90 degrees in the knees and hips. Take a deep breath in here. As you breathe out, drop your knees down together to the right, all the way to the floor. Right fingertips can tuck in the crease of the left knee to help the legs stay down. And bring the gaze over to the left hand. Release your hand back out to the side. Lift your knees up to center on a breath in. Exhale, dropping the knees down together towards the left. Left fingers can tuck in the crease of the right knee to help the legs stay down. Bring the gaze over to the right hand. Release your left hand back out to the side. Lift your knees up to center, breathing in. Happy baby pose. Hold the knees outside of the knees or open up the legs. Reach for the pinky toe edges of the feet. You can also tuck your fingers in the creases of both knees. Push your tailbone back down to the mat. Gently rock side to side. If you like, you can bend one leg and straighten out the other. And trade back and forth like that a couple times. And release. Make your way to Shavasana. Any comfortable laying down position is fine here. If for some reason laying on your back is uncomfortable, you can also lay on your belly. Lift your shoulder blades, lift your heart, pull the shoulder blades down the back. Bring your chin into your chest and rock your head side to side, just letting your head fall back to its natural center point. Close your eyes. Release your body. Feel the ground, a solid plane of support beneath you, and allow yourself to melt into the ground just a little bit more, letting all the tension flow out of you. Release your breath, returning back to natural breathing, and release your mind. Just watch your thoughts come and go. Like birds in the treetop. You see them tweeting away and then they fly away and disappear to be replaced by something new. Find a few moments of stillness to complete your practice today. Blink your eyes open. Start to make your way back up to a seat. Thank you so much for joining me today for yoga. Namaste.